carefully upon your hour.
'Tis now struck 12. Get thee to bed, Rinaldo.
For this relief, much thanks. 'Tis bitter cold, and I am sick at heart.
Well, good night. If you do come across Horatio and Marcellus, the rivals of my watch, bid them make haste.
I think I hear them now.
Stand ho! Who's there?
Friends to this ground, give you good night.
Oh, farewell, a soldier who has relieved you.
Bernardo has my place. Give you good night.
Evening, Bernardo. Is Horatio there?
A piece of him.
Welcome, Horatio. Welcome, good Marcellus.
What, has this thing appeared again tonight?
I've seen nothing.
Horatio says 'tis but our fantasy, and will not let me take hold of him. Took this dreaded sight twice seen by us. Therefore, I retreat him along with us to watch the minutes of this night, that if again this apparition comes, he may approve our eyes and speak to it.
Tush, tush, 'twill not appear.
He speak the awful where comes again!
In the same figure like the king that's dead.
Thou art a scholar, speak to it, Horatio!
Looks it not like the Lord? Mark it, Horatio.
Most like harrows me with fear and wonder.
It would be spoke to.
Question it, Horatio!
What art thou, that usurps this time of night? Together with that fair and warlike form in which the majesty of buried New York can sometimes march. I have and I charge thee, speak! Speak, speak, I charge thee, speak! Before my God, I might not this believe without the sensible and true avouch of mine own eyes.
Is it not like the king?
As thou art to thyself, just strange.
Thus twice before and jump at this dead hour with martial stock hath he gone by our watch.
In what particular thought to work I know not, but in the gross scope of my opinion, this bodes some strange eruption to our state. But soft, lo, where it comes again. We'll cross it, though it blast me. Say, illusion! If thou hast any sound or use of voice, speak! If there be any good thing to be done that can do ease to thee and grace to me, speak! Stay and speak! Stop it, Marcellus!
Shall I strike at it with my weapon?
Do if it will not stand! 'Tis here, 'tis here!
'Tis gone. We do it wrong in being so majestical to operate the show of violence, for it is as the air invulnerable and our vain blows malicious mockery.
It was about to speak.
And then it started like a guilty thing upon a fearful summons. But lo, the morn, in russet mantle clad, walks o'er the dew of yon high eastward hill. Break we our watch. By my advice, let us impart what we have seen tonight unto young Hamlet. For on my life, this spirit, dumb to us, will speak to him. Do you consent? We shall acquaint him with it, as needful in our loves, fitting our duty.
Let's do it, I pray.
And I this morning know we shall find him most conveniently.
Happy holiday, happy holiday, while the merry bells keep ringing, may your every wish come true. Happy holiday, happy holiday, may the calendar keep ringing, happy holiday to you.
If you're burdened down with trouble, if your nerves are wearing thin, pack your load down the road, come to holidays.
If the traffic noise affects you like a squeaky violin, kick your cares down the stairs and come to holidays.
If you can find someone who will set your heart a whirl, take your car and motor to the home of boy meets girl.
If you're laid up with a breakdown, throw away your vitamins.
Don't get worried.
I bet when your nurse and come to holidays.
Happy holidays. Happy holidays. While the merry bells are ringing, your wish comes true. Happy holidays. Happy holidays.
Though yet of Hamlet, our dear king's death, the memory be green, and that it befit us to bear our hearts in grief. if our entire family be contracted in one brow of woe. Yet so far hath discretion fought with nature. If we with wisest sorrow think on him, together with remembrance of ourselves. Therefore, our sometime sister, now our queen, the imperial jointress to this warlike state, have we, as towards a defeated joy, taken to wife. Nor have we herein barred your better wisdoms, which have freely gone with this fair law. For all our thanks. Now, Laertes, what's the news with you? What wouldst thou have?
My dread lord, your leave and favor to return with my work. For months, though willingly, I came home to show my duty in your coronation.
Have your father's leave. What says Polonius?
He hath, my lord. I do beseech you, give him leave to go.
Why, good Laertes, time be thine, and thy best graces spend at thy will. Now, my cousin Hamlet, and my son.
A little more than kin and less than kind.
How is it that the clouds still hang on you?
Oh, not so, my lord. I am too much in the sun.
Good Hamlet, cast thy nighted color off, and let thine eye look like a friend on us. Do not forever in thy veiled lids seek for thy noble father in the dust. For knows 'tis common, all that lives must die, passing through nature to eternity.
Aye, madam, it is common.
If it be why seems it so particular with thee.
Seems, madam. Nay, it is. I know not seems. 'Tis not alone my inky cloak, good mother, nor customary suits of solemn black, nor windy suspiration of forced breath, no, nor the fruitful river in the eye, nor the dejected havior of the visage. Together with all forms, moods, shapes of grief that can denote me truly, these indeed seem, for they are an act that a man might play. But I, how within which passeth show, these but the trappings and suits of woe.
'Tis sweet and commendable in your nature, Hamlet, to give these mourning duties to your father. Yet, as you must know, your father lost a father. That father lost his. And the survivor bound to do, in filial obligation, for some term obsequious sorrow. But to persevere in obstinate condolement is a course of impious stubbornness. 'Tis unmanly grief. For your intent in going back to school is most retrograde to our desires. We beseech you, bend you, to remain here in the cheer and comfort of our eye. Our chiefest courtier, cousin, and son.
Let not thy mother lose her prayers, Hamlet. I pray thee stay with us. Go not to Wittenberg.
I shall in all my best obey you, madam.
Why, 'tis a fair and loving reply. Madam, come. This gentle and unforced accord of Hamlet's is smiling to my heart. Come away.
Oh, that this too solid flesh would melt, thaw, and resolve itself into a dew. Or that the everlasting had not fixed his cannon 'gainst self-slaughter. Oh, God, how weary, stale, flat, and unprofitable to me seem all the uses of this world. That it should come to this. But 2 months dead. So excellent a king, so loving to my mother that he might not beteem the winds of heaven visit her face too roughly. Heaven and earth. Must I remember why she would hang on him as if increase of appetite had grown by what it fed on? And within a month, I must not think on it. Frailty, thy name is woman! A little month, or ere the shoes were old with which she followed my poor father's body like Niobe, all tears. Why, she, God, a beast that wants discourse of reason, would have mourned longer. But married with my uncle, my father's brother, who is no more like my father than I to Hercules. A little month ere the salt of most unrighteous tears had left the flushing in her galled eyes, she married. It is not, and it cannot come to good, but break my heart, for I must hold my tongue.
Hail to you.
I am glad to see you well, Horatio. Or do I forget myself?
The same, my lord, and your poor servant ever.
I am very glad to see you. Good even, sir, but what in faith make you from Wittenberg?
My lord, a truant disposition.
Oh, I know you are no truant, but come, what is your affair in Elsinore? We will teach you to drink deep ere you depart.
My lord, I came to see your father's funeral.
I would think it was to see my mother's wedding.
Indeed, my lord, it followed hard upon.
Thrift, Horatio, the funeral baked meats did coldly furnish the marriage tables. My father, methinks I see my father.
Where, sir?
In my mind's eye. Horatio, he was a man. Take him for all in all, I shall not look on his like again.
My lord, I think I saw him yesternight.
Saw who?
My lord, the king your father. 2 nights together had these gentlemen, Marcellus and Bernardo, on their watch in the dead, vast, and middle of the night been thus encountered. A figure like your father, armed at point exactly, head to toe, appears before them, and with solemn march goes slow and stately by them. Thrice he walked by their oppressed and fear-surprised eyes within his truncheon's length, and I with them the 3rd night kept the watch. And as they had delivered, both in time, form of the thing, each word made true and good. My lord, I knew your father. These hands are not more like.
Where was this?
My lord, upon the platform where we watched.
'Tis very strange.
'Tis true, my honored lord, and we did think it writ down in our duty to let you know of it.
Indeed, sirs, but this troubles me. Hold you the watch tonight?
We do, my lord.
Armed, say you.
Armed, my lord.
And saw you not his face and fixed his eyes upon you?
Most constantly.
I would I had been there.
It would have much amazed you.
I will hold the watch tonight, perchance 'twill walk again.
I warrant it will.
If it assume my noble father's person, then I will speak to it, though hell should gape open and bid me hold my peace. Upon the platform 'twixt 11 and 12, I'll meet you.
Our duty to your honor.
And my love to yours. Farewell. My father's spirit in arms. All is not well. Oh, but would the night were come! Till then, sit still, my soul. Foul deeds will rise, though the earth o'erwhelm them to men's eyes.
Necessaries are embarked. Farewell. And sister, do not sleep, but let me hear from you.
Do you doubt that? For Hamlet and the trifling of his favor hold it
A toy and a blood in fashion. Forward, not permanent, sweet, not lasting. The perfume and suppliance of a minute. No more.
no more, but so.
Think it no more.
Perhaps he loves you now, but you must fear. His greatness weighed, his will is not his own, for he himself is subject to his birth.
For on his choice lies the safety and health of this whole state.
Then if he says he loves you now, it fits you so far to believe it.
But weigh what loss your honor may sustain if with too prudent ear you list his songs, or lose your heart, or your chaste treasure open
to his unmastered importunity. Fear it, Ophelia, fear it, dear sister. Best safety lies in fear. Youth to itself rebels, when none else near.
Shall the effect of this good lesson keep his watchman to my heart? But good my brother, do not as some ungracious pastors do, show me the steep and thorny way to heaven, whilst himself the primrose path of dalliance treads, and recks not his own deed.
Fear me not. I stay too long. But here my father comes.
Get here, Laertes! Aboard, for shame! There, my blessing be with thee. Give thy thoughts no tongue, nor any unproportioned thought his act. Be thou familiar, but by no means vulgar. Those friends thou hast, and their adoption tried, bind them to thy soul with hoops of steel, but do not dull thy palm with the adoption of each new, unhatched, unfledged comrade. Beware of entry into a quarrel, but being in, bear it that the opposed may beware of thee. Neither a borrower nor a lender be. Give every man thy ear, but few thy voice. This above all, thine own self be true, and it follows as the night the day, thou canst not be false to any man. There, my blessing season this in thee.
Most humbly do I take my leave, my lord. And Ophelia, remember well what I have said to you.
Is in my memory locked, and you yourself shall keep the key of it.
Farewell.
What is Ophelia? Be hath said to you?
So please you, something touching the Lord Hamlet.
Very well bethought. 'Tis told of me he hath very oft of late given private words to you. As befits my daughter, what is between you? Give me up the truth.
He hath, my lord, of late made many tenders of his affection to me.
Affections? You speak as a green girl, unsifted in such perilous circumstance. Tell me, do you believe these tenders, as you call them?
My lord, he hath importuned me with love in honorable fashion.
Aye, a fashion you may call it. Go to.
He hath given countenance to his speech, my lord, with almost all the holy vows of heaven.
Aye, springes to catch woodcocks. I do know how, when the blood boils, how prodigal the soul lends, the tongue bows. These promises, more light than heat, extinct in both, even in their blazes, as it is a-making, you must not take for love. From this time forth, you must be somewhat scanter of your maiden presence. For the Lord Hamlet, he is young, and with a somewhat larger leash may he walk than may be afforded to you. This is for all. I would not to be played from this time forth have you slander any moment leisure so as to give words or speak to the Lord Hamlet. Thee too, that behavior come.
Shall obey.
The air lights shrewdly. It is very cold.
There's a nipping and eager air.
What hour now?
I think it lacks 12.
Nay, it is struck.
Indeed, I heard it not, then it draws near the season wherein the spirit held his wont to walk. What does this mean, my lord?
The king doth take his rouse tonight, and as he drains his draughts of Rhenish down, the kettle drum and trumpet bray out the triumph of his pledge.
Is it a custom?
Aye, marry is't, even though I am native here and to the manor born, it's a custom more honored in the breach than the observance. They clep us drunkards, and with swinish phrase do toil our addition, and when performed at height, the very pith and marrow of our attribute.
Look, my lord, it comes!
Angels and ministers of grace defend us. Be thy intents wicked or charitable, thou comest in such a questionable shape that I will speak to thee. I will call thee Hamlet. King. Father. Oh, answer me! Let not me burst in ignorance, but tell why thy canonized bones hearsed in death doth burst their cerements. Say, why is this? Wherefore, what should we do?
It beckons you to go away with it, as if it's some apartment did desire to you alone.
Do not go with it.
No, by no means.
It will not speak, then I will follow it.
Do not, my lord.
What should be the fear? I do not set my life in a pin's feet. And by my soul, what can it do, being a thing immortal as itself? It waves me forth again.
What if it tempts you toward the flood? Or to the dreadful summit of the cliff? Or draws you into madness? Think of it!
It waves me still. Go on, I'll follow thee.
You shall not go, my lord.
Hold off your hands!
Be ruled, you shall not go.
My fate cries out and makes each petty artery in this body as hardy as the Nemean lion's nerve. Unhand me, gentlemen, I will make a ghost of him who lets me. I say away! Go on, I'll follow thee.
Wax is desperate with imagination.
Let's follow. 'Tis not fit thus to obey him.
Have after, to what issue will this come?
Something is rotten in this family of New York.
Heaven will direct it.
Nay, let's follow him.
Where wilt thou lead me? Speak, I'll go no further.
Mark me, my hour is almost come. When I the sulphurous and tormenting flame must render up myself. I am thy father's spirit, doomed for a certain term to walk the night, and for the day confined to fastened fires till the foul crimes done in my days of nature are burnt and purged away. Were I not forbidden to tell the secrets of thy prison house, I could impale and fold, tear up thy soul, freeze thy young blood, make thine two eyes like stars start from their spheres, thy knotted and combined locks depart, and each particular hair to stand on end like quills of the fretful porpentine. But this eternal blazon must not be the ears of flesh and blood. Thou didst ever thy dear father love, will revenge his most foul and unnatural murder.
Murder!
Murder most foul is and the best it is, but this most foul, strange, and unnatural.
Haste me to know it that I with wings as swift as meditation or the thoughts of love may sweep to my revenge.
Now Hamlet, listen. It's given out that I was sleeping in my orchard when a serpent stung me. So the whole ear of New York is by a forged process of my death rankly abused. Know thou, noble youth, the serpent that did sting thy father's life now wears his crown.
Oh, my prophetic soul, my uncle!
Aye, that incestuous, that adulterous beast, with witchcraft of his wit, with traitorous gifts, oh wicked wit, gifts that have the power so to seduce, one to his shameful lust, the will of my most seemingly virtuous queen, the virtuous that never will be moved. The lewdness courted in the shape of heaven, so lust, though to a radiant angel linked, will sate itself in a celestial bed and prey on garbage. Brief let me be. Thus was I, sleeping in my orchard, when thine uncle stole a vial of cursed Hebenon, and in the porches of mine ears did pour the leprous distilment. Thus was I, sleeping by a brother's hand, of life, of crown, of queen, at once dispatched, cut off even in the blossoms of my sin, unhouselled, disappointed, unanelled, no reckoning made, but sent to my account with all my imperfections upon mine head. Let not the royal bed of New York be a couch for luxury and damned incest. But however thou pursuest this act, hate not thy mind, Or let thy soul contrive against thy mother aunt, leave her to heaven, and to those thorns that lodge in her bosom to prick and stake her. Fare thee well. Adieu. Adieu. Hamlet, remember me.
Remember thee! I, thou poor ghost, as memory holds a seat in this distracted globe, remember thee! From the table of my memory, I will wipe away all trivial, fond records, all pressures past, all saws of books that youth and observation copied there. And your commandments, all alone, shall live in the very book and volume of my brain, unmixed with baser matter. Yes, by heaven. Oh, most pernicious woman! Oh, villain, villain, smiling, damned villain! That one may smile and be a villain. At least I am sure it is so in New York. So, uncle, there you are. Now, to my word, it is adieu, adieu, remember me. I have sworn it.
How is it, my noble lord? What news, my lord?
Oh, wonderful.
Good, my lord, tell it.
But you'll be secret.
Aye, by heaven, my lord.
There's ne'er a villain dwelling in all of New York, but he's an arrant knave.
There needs no ghost to come from the grave, my lord, to tell us this.
Oh, well, why, right. Right, you're in the right. And by no circumstance else I say we shall shake hands and part. Look you, I'll go pray.
These are but wild and whirling words, my lord.
And I'm sorry they offend you heartily.
Swear.
What is't, my lord?
Never,
Swear.
never make known what you have seen tonight.
We will not.
Swear.
Nay, but swear it.
In faith, sir, not I.
Nor I, sir, in faith.
Swear.
Upon my sword, swear it.
We have sworn, sir, already.
Indeed, upon my sword, indeed.
Oh, day and night, but this is wondrous strange.
Then as a stranger, give it welcome. There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy. But come, let us go in together. Oh, cursed spite that I was ever born to set this right. But come, let's go. Swear! Rest! Rest, perturbed spirit! Give him this money. And these notes. Good, Reynaldo.
I will, my lord.
You do marvelous wisely, Reynaldo, before you meet my son to make inquiry as to his behavior.
My lord, I did intend it.
Oh no, Ophelia! What's the matter?
Father, I've been so frightened.
With what, in the name of God?
As I was sewing in my closet, the Lord Hamlet, his doublet all embraced, no hat upon his head, his stockings fouled, ungartered, and down jived to his ankle, as pale as his shirt, his knees knocking each other, with a look so piteous in purport, as if he had been loosed out of hell to speak horrors, he comes before me.
Mad for thy love.
My lord, I do not know, but truly I do fear it.
What said he?
He took me by the wrist, held me hard, then goes he to the length of all his arm, and his other hand thus o'er his brow he falls to such perusal of my face as he would draw it. Long stayed he so. At last, a little shaking of mine arm, and thrice his head thus waving up and down, he raised a sigh so piteous and profound as it did seem to shatter all his bulk and end his being. That done, he lets me go. And with his head thus o'er his shoulder turned, he seemed to find his way without his eyes, for out of doors he went without their helps, and to the last bended their light on me.
Come, go with me. I will find the king. This is the very ecstasy of love whose violent property undoes itself and pushes the will to desperate acts as oft as any passion under God that does afflict our nature. I am sorry. What have you given him? Any hard words of late?
No, my good lord, but as you did command, it did repel his fetters and denied his access to me.
Well, that hath made him mad. I am sorry that with better heed and judgment I had not marked him. I feared he did but trifle and meant to wreck thee. But beshrew my jealousy. It is as common for those of the older sort to cast beyond ourselves in our opinions as it is for the younger sort to lack discretion. Come, go we to the king. This must be known, which being held close may move more hate to hide than grief to utter love.
Come, dear Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. Something have you heard of Hamlet's transformation? What it should be other than his father's death that thus hath put him so far from his understanding of himself, I cannot imagine.
Good ladies, you have talked much of you. If it will please you to show us such gentry and goodwill as to expend your time with us a while, for the supply and profit of our hope, your visitation shall receive such thanks as fits a king's remembrance.
Both your majesties might, by the sovereign power you have of us, put your dread pleasures more into command than to entreaty.
But we both obey, and here give up ourselves in the full bent, to lay ourselves freely at your feet to be commanded.
Thanks, Rosencrantz and gentle Guildenstern.
And I beseech you instantly to visit my too much changed son. Heaven make our practices pleasant and helpful to him.
Polonius, he hath told me, my dear Gertrude, he hath found the head and source of all your son's distemper.
Well, I doubt it is no other but the main, his father's death and our o'er hasty marriage.
Well, we shall sift him.
Your noble son is mad. Mad, I call it, for to define true madness, what is it but to be? Nothing else but
More
mad.
matter, less art.
Good lady, I swear I use no art at all that he is mad. 'Tis true, a foolish measure, but I have a daughter. Have, while she is mine, in her duty and obedience, given me this. Now gather and surmise. To thee, celestial, and my soul's idol, the most beautified Ophelia. That's an ill phrase, a vile phrase. Beautified is a vile phrase. But you shall hear less. In her most excellent bosom,
Came this
and...
from Hamlet to her.
Lady, stay a while. I swear I will be faithful. All right. Doubt thou the stars are fire, doubt thou that the sun doth move, doubt truth to be a liar, but do not doubt I love. Oh, most dear Ophelia, I am made ill by these wounds. I have no art to reckon my groans, but that I do love thee best, oh, most best, do believe it. Adieu to thine evermore most dear lady, whilst this machine is to him Hamlet. All this my daughter in her obedience hath given to me, but more above hath its solicitings as they fell out by time, and by means, and by place. All this given to mine ear.
But how hath she received his love?
But what might you think of it? I must tell you that before my daughter spoke to me, when I first perceived this hot love of the wing, as it were, I went round to work, and my young mistress thus I did bespeak. Lord Hamlet is a prince, out of thy star. This must not be. And then I precepts gave to her that she should lock herself from his resort, accept no messengers, receive no tokens. And, having done so, she did accept the fruits of my advice, and he, having been repulsed, fell into a sadness, and then into a madness wherein he now raves. And we all mourn for.
Do you think 'tis this?
It may be very likely.
Tell me, have you known such a time that I'd fain know that I'd positively said 'tis so, only for it to have proven otherwise?
Not that I know of.
Well, then take this from this. If this be true, then I will find it, if circumstance leads, though the truth be hidden at the center.
How may we try it further?
You know how he sometimes walks here for hours at a time in the hall?
So he does indeed.
Well, at such a time, I will loose my daughter onto him. You and I, behind an arras then, will mark the proceedings. If she love him not, then I will be no assistant for estate, but keep a farm and garters.
We will try it.
But look, where sadly the poor wretch comes reading.
Go, away, I beseech you both, away. I will board him presently. Ah, my lord. How fare you, my lord?
Oh, God, a mercy.
Do you know me, my lord?
Oh, excellent. Well, you are a fishmonger.
No, not I, my lord.
Then I would you were so honest a man.
Honest, my lord?
I, sir, to be honest as this world goes, is to be one man picked out of 10,000.
That is very true, sir.
Swear.
For if the sun breed maggots in a dead dog, being a god-kissing carrion. Have you a daughter?
I have, my lord.
Let her not walk in the sun. Conception is a blessing, but not as to her conceiving friend. Look to it.
What do you read, sir?
Words, words, words.
No, I mean, what is the matter?
Between who?
No, the matter that you read.
Oh! Slanders, sir, for the satirical rogue says here that old men have gray beards, that their faces are wrinkled, and that they have a plentiful lack of wit, all of which I most powerfully and potently believe, but I could not in honesty have it thus set down, for yourself, sir, should be as old as I am if, like a crab, you could walk backwards.
Would you walk out of the air, my lord?
Into my grave?
Ah, yes, well, indeed, that is out of the air. My most honorable lord, I must needs take my leave of you.
You cannot take from me anything that I would not more willingly part withal. Except my life.
Swear.
Except my life. Except my life.
Fare you well, my lord.
These tedious old fools.
My honored lord.
My most dear lord.
My excellent good friends. How dost thou, Guildenstern? Rosencrantz, good girls, how do ye both?
As the indifferent children of the earth.
Happy in that we are not over happy. In fortune's cap, we are the mere button.
Nor the soles of her shoe?
Neither, my lord.
And you live about her waist, in the middle of her favors.
Nay, faith, her privates we.
The most secret parts of fortune, oh, most true, she is a strumpet. What's the news?
None, my lord, but that the world's grown honest.
Then is doomsday near. But your news is not true. Let me question more in particular. What have you, my good friends, deserved at the hands of fortune that she sends you to prison hither?
Prison, my lord.
New York is a prison.
I think not so, my lord.
Well, 'tis none to you, but it's neither good nor bad. To me, it is so. It is a prison.
Then your ambition makes it one. It is too narrow for your mind.
Oh, God. I could be bound in a nutshell and count myself a king of infinite space were it not that I have bad dreams. What, shall we to the court? For by my fay I cannot reason.
We'll wait upon you.
Oh, no such thing. I will not sort you among my other servants. But in the beaten way of friendship, what make you at Elsinore?
To visit you, my lord. No other occasion.
Were you not sent for? Is this your own inclining? Is it a free visitation? Come, deal justly with me.
My lord, what should we say?
There is a sort of confession in your looks. I know the king and queen hath sent for you. If you love me, hold not off.
My lord, we were sent for.
And I will tell you why. So shall my anticipation prevent your discovery, and your secrecy to the king and queen moult no feather. I have, of late, wherefore I know not, lost all my mirth, all custom of exercise, and it goes so heavily with my disposition that this goodly frame, the earth, is to me a sterile promontory, and that this excellent canopy, the air, look you, this brave o'erhanging firmament, this majestical roof, fretted with golden fire, seems to me nothing more than a foul and pestilent congregation of vapors. What a piece of work is a man. how noble in reason, how infinite in faculty, in form and movement, how express and admirable in action, how like an angel in apprehension, how like a god, the beauty of the world, the paragon of animals, and to me, what is this quintessence of dust? No, I say man delights not me. No, nor women neither, though by your smiling you seem to say so.
There was no such stuff in my thoughts, my lord.
Why did you laugh then when I said man delights not me?
To think, my lord, what Lenten entertainment the players shall receive from you. Hither are they coming, we quoted them on the way. And hither are they coming to offer you a service. There are the players.
Ladies, you are welcome at Elsinore. You are welcome, but my uncle, father, and aunt mother are deceived.
In what, my lord?
I am but mad north-northwest. When the wind is southerly, I know a huck from a handsaw.
Ha! Good ladies! I'll be with you.
Hark you, Guildenstern, and you too, at each ear a hearer. That great baby there is not yet out of his swaddling clouts.
Then happily he's the second time come to them, for they say an old man is twice a child.
I prophesy he comes to tell me of the players. Mark it. What say you, madam, a Monday morning? 'Twas so indeed.
Sir, I have news for you. The players come hither, my lord.
Oh, what a treasure hadst thou!
What a treasure indeed, my lord.
Aye, my lord, one fair daughter he loved passing well.
Still on my daughter.
Am I not in the right, old man?
You may call me aged, but I do have a daughter that I love passing well.
Sir, make to it that the players are well bestowed. Do you hear? Make them well used. They are the abstract and brief chronicles of the time. You were better have their bad epitaph after your death than their ill report while you live.
Ladies, come.
Follow him, friends. We'll see a play tomorrow. Now am I alone. Oh, what a rogue and peasant am I.
Swear.
I have heard that guilty creatures sitting at a play have by the very cunning of the scene been so struck to the soul that they have proclaimed their malefactions. For murder, while it has no tongue, may speak with most miraculous organ. I'll have the players play something like the murder of my father before mine uncle. I'll observe his looks. I'll tempt him to the quick if he but blench. I know my course. Am I a coward? Who calls me a villain, gives me the lie in the throat as deep as to the lungs? Who does me this? Bloody body villain. Remorseless, treacherous, lecherous, kindless villain. Oh, vengeance.
Walk you here, Ophelia. Gracious, so please you. We will bestow ourselves, my lord, and... but I hear him coming. Withdraw, my lord, withdraw, withdraw.
To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles and by opposing end them. To die, to sleep, no more. And by asleep, to say we end the heartache and the 1,000 natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die. To sleep. To sleep. Perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come once we have shuffled off this mortal coil must give us pause. And there's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time? The oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely, the pangs of despised love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, and the spurns that patient merit of the unworthy takes, when he himself might his quietus make with a bare bodkin. Who would fardels bear to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others we know not of. Thus, conscience does make cowards of us all, and thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied o'er with the pale cast of thought, and enterprises of great pith and moment with this regard their currents turn awry and lose the name of action. Soft you now. The fair Ophelia, nymph, in thy orisons be all my sins remembered.
Good my lord, how does your honor for this many a day?
I humbly thank you. Well, well, well.
My lord, I have remembrances of yours that I've longed to redeliver. I pray you never receive them.
No, not I. I never gave you aught.
My honored lord, you know right well you did. And with them, words of so sweet breath composed that made the things more rich. Their perfume laws take these again, for to the noble mind, rich gifts wax poor when givers prove unkind. There, sir.
Are you honest?
Sir!
Are you fair?
What means your lordship?
That if you be both honest and fair, then your honesty should admit no discourse to your beauty.
Beauty, sir, better commerce than honesty.
Aye, truly. I did love you once.
Indeed, you made me believe so.
You should not have believed me. For virtue cannot so inoculate our old stock, but we will relish of it. I loved you not.
I was the more deceived.
Get thee to a nunnery. Why wouldst thou be a breeder of sinners? I, myself, am indifferent honest, but yet I can accuse me of such things that it were better my mother had not borne me. I am very proud, revengeful, ambitious, with more offenses at my beck than I have thoughts to put them in, imagination to give them shape, or time to act them in. What should fellows as I do, crawling between heaven and earth? We are arrant knaves all, believe none of us. Go thy ways to a nunnery. Or if thou dost should marry, take this plague for thy dowry. Be thou as chaste as ice, as pure as snow. Thou shalt not escape calumny to a nunnery. Go, farewell! Or, if thou wilt needs marry, marry a fool. For wise men know well enough what monsters you make of them. To a nunnery, go and quickly, to farewell! I have seen your paintings too, well enough. God has given you one face, and you make yourselves another. You jig and amble, you lisp, you nickname God's creatures and make your wantonness your ignorance. Go to, I'll no more on it. It hath made me mad. I say that there will be no more marriages. Those who are married already, all but one, shall live. The rest will keep as they are. To a nunnery, go!
Oh, noble minds here o'erthrown. Courtiers, soldiers, scholars, eye, tongue, sword, the expectancy, and rose of the fair state, the glass of fashion, and the mold of form, the observed of all observers, quite down. And I, of ladies most deject and wretched, that sucked the honey of his music vows, now see that noble and most sovereign reason, like sweet bells jangled out of tune, and harsh, that unmatched form and feature of blown youth, blasted with ecstasy. Oh, woe is me to have seen what I have seen, see what I have seen.
Love, his affection's not that way tend. Nor what he spake, though it lacked form a little, was not like madness. Thus set it down, or think you on it.
I do believe that the origin and commencement of his grief has sprung from neglected love. How now, Ophelia? You need not tell us what the Lord Hamlet has said, for we have heard it all. My lord, you may do as you please, but if you see fit, then let his queen mother all alone entreat with him, so as to show his grief. I'll be placed, so please you, within ear of all their conference. If she find him not, then send him to Chicago, or confine him wherever your wisdom sees fit.
It shall be so. Madness and great ones must not unwatched go.
Is the image of a murder done in Vienna. Gonzago's the Duke's name, his wife. 'Tis a knavish piece of work, but you shall see anon. And what of it? Your Majesty and me who... Well, sir, it touches our souls not. You shall see anon.
Yours goes of course, my lord. The king rises.
What, frightened with false fire?
There's my lord.
Give order to the play! Give me some lights. Away, away.
Swear.
Horatio, I'll take the ghost's word for £1,000. Didst perceive?
Very well, my lord.
Upon the talk of the poisoning.
I did very well note him.
Good my lord, vouchsafe me a word with you.
Miss, a whole history.
The king, my lord,
What of him, miss?
is in his retirement most marvelous distempered.
With drink?
No, my lord, rather with choler.
Then it would be far richer of you to signify this to his doctor. For me, to put him out of his purgation would perhaps plunge him into far more choler.
My lord, put this discourse into some frame and stray not so wildly from my affair.
I am tame. Miss, pronounce.
The queen, your mother, is in most marvelous vexation of the spirit, and she hath sent me to you.
And you are welcome.
Nay, my lord, this courtesy is not of the right breed. If you will give me some wholesome answer, I will fulfill your mother's commandment. If not, your pardon and my return shall be the end of my business.
No, miss, I cannot.
And thus she says, your behavior has struck her into amazement and admiration.
Oh, wonderful son that can so astonish his mother, but is there no sequel to this admiration in part?
She desires to speak with you in her closet ere you go to bed.
And we will come to her were she 10 times our mother, but have you any further trade with us?
My lord, he wants to talk to me.
And so do I still by these pickers and stealers.
Good my lord, what is your cause for distemper? Surely you do bar the door upon your own liberty if you deny your grace to your friend.
Why, look you now, how unworthy a thing you make of me. You would play upon me. You would seem to know my stops. You would pluck out the heart of my mystery. You would sound me from my lowest note to the top of my compass, and there is much music, excellent voice in this little organ, yet cannot you make it speak. You would play upon me like a pipe. Call me what instrument you will, though you can play upon me, yet you cannot fret me.
My lord!
God bless you, sirs.
The queen would speak with you presently, sir.
I will come to her by and by. They fool me to the top of my bent. I will come by and by.
I will say so.
By and by is easily said. Away, ladies. Now 'tis the very witching time of night, when churchyards yawn and hell itself breathes out contagion into this world. Now could I drink hot blood and do such bitter business as the day would quake to look on. Soft. Now to my mother. I will be cruel to her, not unnatural. I will speak daggers at her, but use none. My tongue and soul in this be hypocrites, but howsoever she be shent, never to give them seals my soul consent.
Sir, he's going to his mother's closet. Behind the arras I'll convey myself so as to hear the performances. Sir, there you are. I'll call upon you ere you go to bed, and I warrant she'll tax him home. I'll tell you what I know.
Thanks, dear friend.
Fare you well, sir.
Oh, my offense is rank and smells to heaven. Hath the primal eldest curse upon it, a brother's murder. Pray, can I not? Though inclination be as sharp as will, my stronger guilt defeats my strong intent. And like a man to double business bound, I stand in pause where I shall first begin, in both neglect. What if this hand were thicker than itself with brother's blood? There be enough rain in all the sweet heavens to wash it white as snow. Whereto serves mercy, but to confront the visage of offense? What's in prayer? For this twofold force to be forestalled, ere we come to fall, and pardon being down. Then I look up, my fault is past. Oh, what form of prayer can serve my turn? Forgive me my foul murder? That cannot be. Since I am still the effects for which I did the murder, my crown, mine own ambition, and my queen. May one be pardoned and still retain the offense? In the corrupted currents of this world, offense's gilded hand may shove by justice, and 'tis often seen the wicked prize itself buys out the law, but 'tis not so above. There is no shuffling. There the action lies in its true nature, and we ourselves compelled to the teeth and forehead of our faults to give an evidence. What then? What rest? Try what repentance can, what can it not? And what can it when one cannot repent? O wretched state! O bosom black as death! O lying soul that art struggling to be free, be more engaged! Help, angels, make us save! Bow stubborn knees and heart with strings of steel! Be as soft as sinews of the newborn babe. All may be well.
Now might I do it pat. Now he is praying. And now I'll do it. And so he goes to heaven. A villain kills my father, and I, his sole son, do send that same villain to heaven. No!
Swear.
Up, sword, and know thou a more horrid hint. When he is drunk, or in his rage, or in the incestuous pleasure of his bed, at gaming, swearing, or some other act that hath no relish of salvation in it. Then I'll trip him so that his heels may kick to heaven, but his soul be as damned and black as hell, whereto it goes. My mother stays. This physic but prolongs thy sickly days.
thoughts remain below. Words without thoughts. Never to heaven go.
He will come straight. Pray you, lay home to him. Tell him that his pranks have been too broad to him. Tell him that your grace has come between and screened much heat from himself. I will sconce me even here. Pray you be round with him.
A word you fear not. Withdraw.
Mother, 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 what's the matter?
Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended.
Mother, thou hast my father much offended.
Come, come, you answer with an idle tongue.
Go, go, you question with a wicked tongue.
Why, how now, Hamlet?
What's the matter now?
Have you forgot me?
Nay, not so. You are the queen, your husband's brother's wife. And would it were not so, you are my mother.
Nay then, I'll set you to those that can speak.
Come, come, and set you down a while. You will not budge. Not till I have set you up a glass where you may see the inmost part of you.
What? Well, then I'll murder me. Help! Help!
Come now, a rat dead for a ducat dead!
Oh, me, what hast thou done?
Nay, I know not. Is it the king?
Oh, the rash and bloody deed is this!
A bloody deed. Almost as bad, good mother, as kill a king and marry with his brother! Thou kid, rash intruding, full farewell! I took thee for thy better. Take thy fortune.
What have I done that thou darest wag thy tongue and noise so rude against me?
Look here, upon this picture, and on this counterfeit presentment of two brothers. This was your husband. Look you now, here is your husband like a mildewed ear blasting his wholesome brother. Have you eyes? You cannot call it love. For at your age, the heyday in the blood is tame. It's humble and it waits upon the judgment. And what judgment can come from this to this sense? Sure, you have, else could you not have motion, but that sense, sure, is apoplexed. Oh, shame, where is thy blush?
Teach me no more these words, like daggers enter my ears no more.
A murderer and a villain of vice, of kings,
No more.
a king of shreds, and save me. And hover o'er me with your wings, you heavenly guards, what with your gracious figure?
Alas, he's mad.
Speak to her, Hamlet.
How is it with you, lady?
Oh, gentle son, upon the heat and flame of thy distemper, sprinkle cool patience. Whereon do you look?
Swear.
On him! On him! Do not look upon me!
To whom do you speak this?
Do you see nothing there?
Nothing at all, yet all that is I see.
Swear.
Look how it steals away my father in his habit as he lived. Look where he goes.
This is the very coinage of your greed. The bodiless creation, ecstasy, is very cunning.
Ecstasy! My pulse, as yours, doth temperately keep time and makes as healthful music. It is not madness that I have uttered, mother. For love of grace, confess yourself to heaven. Repent what's past, avoid what's to come.
Oh, Hamlet, thou hast cleft my heart in twain.
Oh, throw away the worser part of it and live the purer with the other half. Good night. But go not to mine uncle's bed. Assume a virtue, if you have it not. I'll blessing beg of you. Now for this same lord, I do repent. I will bestow him and answer well the death I gave him. I must be cruel, only to be kind. Thus bad begins and worse remains behind.
What shall I do?
Oh, not this. By no means do I bid you do. Let the bloat king tempt you again to bed. For who's but a queen that's fair, sober, and wise would such dear concernings hide? Who would do so?
Be thou assured, if words be made of breath, and breath of life, I have no life in me to breathe what thou hast said to me.
Good night, mother. Now that this counselor is most still, most secret, and most grave, for in life he was a foolish, prating knave. Come, sir, to draw to an end with you. Mother, good night.
I have sent to seek him and to find the body. How dangerous is it that this man goes loose. Yet, must not we put the strong law on him. He is loved of the distracting multitude, who like not in their judgment but their eyes. How now? What hath befallen?
Where the body is concealed, my lord, we cannot get from him.
Where is he?
Without. Guarded, to know your pleasure.
Bring him before us.
Oh, Guildenstern, bring in my lord.
Hamlet, where is Polonius?
At supper.
At supper! Where?
Not where he eats, but where he is eaten. A certain convocation of politic worms are e'en at him.
Where is Polonius?
In heaven, send hither to see. If they find him not there, seek him in the other place yourself. Though if they find him not within the month, you will begin to nose him as you head up the stairs to the lobby.
Go seek him there.
He will stay till ye come.
Hamlet, for that which thou hast done, must send thee hence with fiery quickness. Therefore prepare thyself. Bark is tense, the wind it helped, the associates bent, and everything is bent for Chicago.
For Chicago.
Aye.
Good.
So is it if thou knewest our purposes.
I see a cherub that sees them. But come for Chicago.
Follow him at foot, tempt him at speed aboard, delay it not. I'll have him hence tonight. Away, for everything else is sealed and done, that else leans on the affair. Pray, make haste.
She is importunate, indeed distract. Her mood will needs be pitied.
What would she have?
She speaks much of her father. Says she hears there's tricks in the world, and hems and beats her heart. She spurns enviously at straw and speaks things in doubt that make but half sense. Her speech is nothing. 'Twere good she were spoken with, for she might steer dangerous conjectures in ill-breeding minds.
Let her come in. To my sick soul, as sin's true nature is, each toy seems prologue to some great abyss.
Where's the beauteous majesty of New York?
An Ophelia.
How should I, your true love, know from another one by his cocked Latin staff, his sandal shoe?
Alas, sweet lady, what imports this song?
Say your name, pray you, Mark. He's dead and gone, ladies, dead and gone. At his head a grass-green turf, and his heels a stone. Nay, pray you, Mark. White his shroud as the mountain snow.
Alas, look here, my lord.
Larded Wednesday, in the morning time, and I am made at your window to be your Valentine. Then up he rose and donned his clothes and ducked the chamber door. Let in the maid that out of maid never departed more.
Pretty, Ophelia.
Indeed, law without an oath, and I'll make an end of it.
As long as she's been thus.
I hope all will be well. We must have patience, but I cannot choose but weep to think that they lay him in the cold ground. My brother will know of it. Thank you for your good counsel. Good night, ladies, good night. Sweet ladies, good night, good night, good night.
Give her to watch, I pray you. Oh, this is the poison of deep grief. It springs all from her father's death. Gertrude, sorrows come they. Come not in single spies, but in battalions. First, your father slain, next, your son gone, and he the most violent author of his own just remove. The people thick and muddied, unwholesome in their thoughts on good Polonius' death. And lastly, as much as all these, the brother is, in secret, come from away, feeds himself on clouds, wants not buzzers to infect his ear with pestilent speech of his father's death. Oh, my dear Gertrude, this, like a murdering piece, in many places is perfect as death.
Unlock it, my sisters.
For my men, have them guard the door.
Save yourself, my lord. Young ladies in a riotous head of a bears your officers. The rabble call him lord. They cry, choose we, Larity shall be king. Caps, hands, and tongues applaud to the clouds. Larity shall be king. Larity's king.
Oh, thou vile king! Give me my father!
I'll make the Laertes.
The drop of blood that's come proclaims me bastard. Cries cuckold to my father, brands the harlot, even here between the chaste, unsmirched brow of my true mother!
What is the cause, Laertes? Thy rebellion was so giant-like. Tell me, Laertes, why art thou incensed? Let him go, Gertrude. Speak, man.
Where is my father?
Dead.
But not by him.
Let him demand his fill.
How came he dead? I'll not be juggled with. To hell allegiance, only I'll be revenged most thoroughly for my father.
But Laertes, desire to know the certainty of your father's death. Has risen your revenge, the sweepstake. You will draw both friend and foe, winner and loser.
None but his enemies.
Will you know them then?
His close friends, thus wide I'll ope my arms, and like the kind life-rendering pelican repast them with my blood.
Why, now you speak like a good child and true gentleman. That I am guiltless of your father's death, and most insensible grieve for it. Shall his level to your judgment pierce as day does to your eye.
Let her come in.
Oh, rose of May, dear maid, kind sister, sweet Ophelia. Oh, heavens. Is possible a young maid's wit should be as moral as an old man's life?
They bore him barefaced on the bier. Hey, naughty, 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 hey, naughty. And in his grave ran many a tear. Fare you well, my dove.
Thought and affliction, passion, hell itself she turns to favor and to prettiness.
Will he not come again? And will he not come again? No, he's dead. Go to thy deathbed. He will never come again. And will he not come again? Oh, he's gone, and we cast away moan. I pray God have mercy on his soul. And of all you Christian souls, I pray God be with ye.
You see this, oh God.
Laertes, I must commune with your grief, you deny me right. Go but apart. Be you content to lend your patience to us, and we shall jointly labor with your soul to give it due content.
And so have I a noble father lost. A sister driven to desperate terms, whose worth if praises may go back against a challenger unknown of all the age of her prettiness. But I will have my revenge.
Break not your speech for that. You must not think of stuff. We are made of stuff so flat and dull. We will let our beards be shook with danger and deem it past time. Shortly you shall hear more. I love your father, and we, of ourselves, and I hope will teach you to imagine. How now? What news?
Letters, my lord, from Hamlet. This to your majesty, this to the queen.
Leave us.
Know you the hand?
'Tis Hamlet's character. Can you advise me?
Let him come. It warms the very sickness of my heart that I shall live, and tell him to his teeth, thus didst thou.
If he be now returned, as checking at his voyage, and he means no more to undertake it, I will work him to an exploit. Now write my device, under the which he shall not choose but fall, and for his death no wind of blame shall breathe, but even his mother will in charge the practice, and deem it accident.
My lord, if you may devise it so that I may be the organ.
It falls right. You've been talked of much since your travels, and that in Hamlet's hearing, for a quality wherein they say you shine, your sum of parts not together pluck such envy from him as did that one. And that's in my regard of the unworthy of siege.
What part is this, my lord?
A very riband in the cap of youth, yet needful too. Sir, of this report of his, did Hamlet so envenom with his envy he could do nothing but wish and beg you coming over to play with him? Now, out of this.
What out of this, my lord?
Laertes, was your father dear to you? Or you like the painting of a sorrow, a face without a heart?
Why ask you this?
I do not think you did not love your father, but as I know, love is begun by time, and that I see in passages of proof. Time qualifies the spark and fire of it. There exists within the very flame of love a kind of wick or snuff that will abate it. And like goodness still, and oh, to the quick of the ulcer. Hamlet comes back. What would you do to prove yourself your father's son in deed, more than in words?
To slit his throat in the church.
No place should murder more sanctuarize. Revenge should know no bounds. Be you so that, with ease or with a little shuffling, you may choose a sword unbaited, and in a passive practice requite him for your father.
I'll do it. And for that purpose I'll anoint my sword. I bought an unction of a mountebank, so mortal that but dip a knife in it where it draws blood, no cataplasm so rare, drawn from all simples that have value under the moon can save the thing from death that is but scratched withal. I'll touch my tip with this contagion that if I gall him slightly, it may be death.
Let us think further on this. Weigh us what both time and means may fit us to our shape. This plan should have a back, or second, that if the first should blossom proof, this should hold. I have it. When your motion, you're hot and dry as to make your bout more violent to that end, and he calls for drink, I'll have prepared for him a chalice of the nonce, wherein but sipping, if he by chance escaped your venom stuck, our purpose may hold there. How now, sweet queen?
One load doth tread upon another's hue. So fast they fought no ratio.
Your sister's drowned, Laertes.
Drowned? Where?
There's a willow that grows aside the brook that shows his hoar leaves in the glassy stream. There with fantastic garlands did she come of crowflowers, nettles, daisies, violets, and long purples, which liberal shepherds give a grosser name, but our cold maids through dead men's fingers call them. Thereon, pendant boughs, her coronet weeds, clambering to hang. An envious sliver broke, and fell her weedy trophies and herself into the weeping brook. Her clothes spread wide and mermaid-like, and thus awhile they bore her up, at which time she chanted snatches of old tunes, as one incapable of her own distress, or like a creature native and endued unto that element, but long it could not be to let her garments, heavy with their drink, hold the poor wretch from her melodious lay to muddy death.
Oh, she is drowned.
Drowned.
Is she to be buried in Christian burial that willfully seeks her own salvation? There is no ancient gentleman, but gardeners, ditchers, and grave makers. They uphold Adam's profession. Was he a gentleman? He was the first that ever bore arms. Who is he that builds stronger than the mason, the shipwright, or the carpenter? The gallows maker. For that frame outlives 1,000 tenants.
Whose grave's this, sirrah?
Mine, sir.
It should be thine indeed, for thou liest in it.
Indeed it be not thine, for thou liest on it. For my part, I lie not in it, and yet it is mine.
What man dost thou dig it for?
For no man, sir.
What woman, then?
For no woman neither.
Who is to be buried here?
One that was a woman, sir, but rest her soul, she's dead.
How long hast thou been a grave maker?
All the days in the year, I came to it that day last King Hamlet overcame his bane.
And how long is that since?
Cannot you tell that? Every fool can tell that. It was the very day young Hamlet was born.
How long shall a man lay in the earth ere he rot?
If he be not rotten before he die, he'll last you some 8 year or 9 year. A tanner will last you 9 year. Here's a skull now. This skull has lain in the earth some 23 years.
Whose was it?
This skull, sir, was Yorick's skull, the king's jester.
This.
And this.
Let me see. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio. A fellow of infinite jest, of excellent fancy. He hath borne me on his back 1,000 times, and now how abhorred in my imagination it is. My gorge rims at it. Where be your jibes now? Your gambols, your songs, your flashes of merriment that were wont to set the table on a roar? Not one now to mock your own grinning? To what base uses we may return, Horatio, that earth which kept the world in awe should patch a wall to expel the winter flaw. But soft aside, here comes the king.
and unpolluted flesh may violence spring. I tell thee, churlish priest, a ministering angel shall my sister be when thou liest howling.
What the fair Ophelia?
Speaks to sweet farewell. I hoped thou shouldst have been my Hamlet's wife. I hoped thy right bed to have decked and not have strewn thy grave.
Hold off the earth a while till I have held her once more in mine arms.
What is he whose grief bears such an emphasis, whose phrase of sorrow conjures the wandering stars and makes them stand like wonder-wounded hearers? This is I, Hamlet the Prince.
Devil, take thy soul!
Hamlet!
Martha there, sense!
I loved Ophelia! 40,000 brothers could not, with all their quantity of love, make up my sum. Tell me, what wilt thou do for her? Tell me, what wilt thou do? Wilt weep? Wilt fight? Wilt fast? Wilt tear thyself? I'll do it! Dost thou come here to whine? To outface me with leaping in her grave? Be buried quick with her, and so will I.
This is mere madness, and thus a while it will work on him.
I pray a good ratio. Wait upon him. Strengthen your patience in our last night's speech. Put the matter to the present push. Good Gertrude, set some watch over your son. This grave shall have a living monument. An hour of quiet, shortly shall we see. Until then, patience, proceeding me.
For this, sir, now you shall see the other. Remember you all the circumstance?
Remember it, my lord?
Sir, in my head there was a kind of fighting that would not let me sleep. There is a divinity that shapes our ends.
That is most certain. Peace. Who comes here?
Your lordship is right welcome back.
I humbly thank you. Dost know this waterfly?
Yes, my lord.
Sweet lord, if your lordship were at leisure, I should impart a thing to you from his majesty.
I shall receive it with all diligence of spirit.
Sir, here is newly come to court Laertes. Believe me, an absolute gentleman, full of most excellent differences, of very soft society, and great showing.
Why do we wrap this gentleman in our more rawer breath?
Sir?
What imports the nomination of this gentleman?
Of Laertes?
Of him, sir.
I mean, sir, for his weapon, but in the imputation laid on him by them, and his meat he's unfellowed.
And what's his weapon?
Rapier and dagger.
That's two of his weapons, but, well...
The king, sir, hath laid that in a dozen passes between yourself and him, he shall not exceed you 3 hits. He hath laid on 12 for 9, and it would come to immediate trial, if your lordship would vouchsafe the answer.
And how if I answer no?
I mean, my lord, the opposition of your person in trial.
Sir, I will walk here in the hall, if it so please his majesty, for it is the breathing time of day with me. Let the foils be brought, the gentleman willing, and the king hold his purpose. I will win for him, and I can. Else what should I gain but my shame and the odd hits?
Shall I redeliver you even so?
Yes, sir, after which flourish your nature will.
I commend my duty to your lordship.
Yours. Yours. He does commend it well. There's no tongue else for his turn.
The lapwing runs away with a shell on his head.
He did comply with his dog before he sucked it.
The king and queen and all are coming down.
Swear.
In happy time.
The queen desires you to use some gentle entertainment to Laertes before you fall to play.
She well instructs me.
You will lose this wager, my lord.
I do not think so.
If your mind is like anything, obey it. I I shall forestall their repair hither and tell them you are not fit.
If it be now, 'tis not to come. If it be not to come, it will be now. If it be not now, yet it will come. The readiness is all. Since no man has aught of what he leaves behind, what is it to leave betimes?
Come, Hamlet, come, and take this hand from thine.
Swear.
Pardon me, sir. I've done you wrong. But pardoned, as you are a gentleman, this presence knows, and you needs well enough have heard, that I am punished with sore distraction. What I have done that might your nature, honor, and exception roughly awake, I here proclaim was madness. Was it Hamlet wronged Laertes? Never Hamlet. If Hamlet from himself be ta'en away, and when he is not himself does wrong Laertes, Hamlet does it not. Hamlet denies it. Who does it then? His madness. If it be so, Hamlet is of the faction that is wronged. Hamlet's madness is his enemy. Sir, in this audience, let my disclaiming from a purpose evil let you know that I have shot mine arrow o'er the house and hurt my brother.
I am satisfied in nature, whose motive may stir me most to my revenge. But in my terms of honor, I stand aloof, and will no reconcilement until some elder priest of known honor I have a voice, and a precedent of peace to keep my name ungored. But until then, I hear your offer love like love, and will not wrong it.
Then let the brothers' wager frankly play. Come, bring us the foils.
Come, one for me.
I'll be your foil, Laertes. In mine ignorance, your skill shall like a star in the darkest night stick fiery off, indeed.
Thou mock me, sir.
No, sir, by this hand.
Give them the foils, young Reynald. Cousin Hamlet, you know the wager?
Yes, my lord, you have laid the odds of the weaker side.
I do not think it. I have seen you both. But since he is bettered, we have therefore odds.
This one is too heavy. Let me see another.
This one likes me well. Have these foils all a length?
Aye, my good lord.
Set the stoops of wine upon the table. The king shall drink to Hamlet's better breath. Give the queen the cups. Come, begin, and the judges bear a wary eye.
Come on, sir.
Come, my lord.
One!
Oh, no!
Judgment!
A hit. A very palpable hit.
Stay, stay. Give me drink. Hamlet, this pearl is thine. Here's thy help. Give him the cup.
I'll play this belt first. Leave it by a while. Come again, sir. Another hit!
A touch! A touch, I do confess.
Our son shall win.
Slow and scanty breath. Hamlet, take my napkin, rub thy brow. The queen carouses to thy fortune.
Good, madam.
Richard, do not drink.
I will, my lord. I pray you pardon me.
I shall not drink yet, mother.
Come,
By
let me
and
wipe
by.
thy face.
I shall hit him now.
I do not think it.
And yet, it's almost against my conscience.
Come for the third. Laertes, you but dally. Pass at me with your best violence. I am afeard you make a wanton of me.
Say you so. Come, let us play.
Oh! Oh! does the queen?
Hamlet, the cup! It's poisoned! I have poisoned him!
Swear.
Treachery, hope, villainy, lock the door, seek it out!
It is here! Hamlet, Hamlet! Thou art slain in thee! There is not half an hour of life, and in thy hand the treacherous instrument, unbaited and envenomed. And here I lie, never to rise again. Your mother's poisoned. I can no more. The king's to blame.
Swear.
The points envenom too. Then venom to thy work. Oh, friend, defend me!
Swear.
Where is thy union? Follow my mother.
Exchange forgiveness with me, noble Hamlet.
Horatio, thou livest? Report me and my cause aright to the unsatisfied.
Never believe it. Here's yet some liquor left.
As thou art a man, give me that cup. Give it to me, Horatio. By heaven, I'll have it. I am dead, Horatio. Wretched queen, adieu. Horatio, what a wounded name. Things standing thus unknown still live behind me. If thou ever didst hold me in thy heart, absent thee from felicity a while, and in this world draw thy breath in pain to tell my story. The rest is silence.
Now cracks a noble heart. Good night, sweet prince. And flights of angels sing thee to thy rest. He never gave commandment for their death. Give order that these bodies, high on a stage, be placed to the view. And let me tell the yet unknowing world how these things came about. So shall you hear of carnal, bloody, and unnatural acts, of accidental judgments, casual slaughters, of deaths put on by cunning and forced cause. And in this upshot, purposes mistook, fallen on the inventors, reads, all this can I truly deliver. The rest is silence.